As far as expanding internationally, we had no choice. When you're sitting at home, when COVID, you're told you're not allowed to travel. I remember my wife said, what are you going to do now, Brian? I'm going to have a phone call, a Zoom call. I called friends of mine in the US, a guy called Dr. Joe Cavadar in Partners Healthcare in Massachusetts. I called the guy called Jean Philbert in Kigali in Rwanda, called people in different countries and said, would you like to have a chat? And I said, I want you to introduce yourselves, just didn't know each other. I was the only one on the call that had met everyone. So we took the role of connector. When they had finished after 28 minutes, introduced themselves, a total of them, they said, what should we, that's just brilliant, Brian. I said, why is it brilliant? But I know somebody in Africa or India. I said, okay, but so what? What do we do next? They went, have another meeting. I said, no, you can have another meeting. I'm not going to it. Because again, we're going to be collaborating on the basis. Collaboration means you meet regularly, talk about the same things to the same people, and you never make a decision other than to meet again and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I'm not doing that. So what happened then was, I said, why don't we do something different? We can't have in-person events anymore at that time. Why don't we decide now, you, Anne, this is Anne who ran American Telemedicine Association in the States. You're having a conference coming up. Why don't you pick speakers now? Would you like speakers from Africa, India, Australia, Europe? Oh, yes. Well, you've got them on the call. You recruited them. And we actually, between us, created a video, which had a go around the world in 80 minutes, was called. And as a result, people were suddenly going, they didn't know that was what happened in Africa or India or Europe. And then that eventually evolved into a true partnership. That evolved into us creating ecosystems in Africa, in India, and all the other places, and in North America. And as a result, you've then plugged everyone together, connected them. And then what happens is things like health, for example, who are a great partner. They had Las Vegas. We brought lots of people to Las Vegas the last 4 or 5 years, created our own destination on the show floor called a village, the Global Health Connector Village. We brought people from Finland, Norway, Canada, Ireland, UK, all in one place. So American delegates could, without leaving America, go on a tour of the world. And they walked around and went, this is fantastic. So the people in the village started to do business together, but now they had access to the US market. So it evolved rather than a plan. I'd love to tell you I had a vision, and I didn't. Because I sleep so well, I don't have vision. Don't let them out. If they're there for an hour, then what happens? They've got to make a decision. Decision has to be action, and then you start working. And then it becomes almost like, oh, forget about all this collaboration. We'll just do collaboration. So that's how it evolved. It evolved rather than planned.